Back to another edition of Te Akau TV. Very exciting week in the stable. Champions Day fast approaching with a really nice team of runners. This week we're joined by Quintessa, the Group 1 winner, back at the races on Saturday after a frustrating summer. So certainly excited for her. But first, the week that was, really a couple of really nice winners there last weekend. First off at Matamata, their Savoir Faire, great to see him back at the winner's circle. A very talented horse on his day, and he just had the stars align for him there on Saturday. Bit of rain overnight, just a little bit of easing in the ground, but he certainly did it tough in terms of during the running. He had to make all from the back and flush really wide on the corner. It was a really good effort to get up and win on the day. And his sectionals were very, very good. So he certainly can go on with it as we head into the autumn. And Trobrand, great to see him back in the winner's circle. Been a long time between drinks for him. He'd been knocking on the door though. He'd put in some really good performances mixed with a couple of disappointing efforts. But when he gets it right, he's certainly a very good horse on his day. So two really good winners, and now looking forward to the upcoming week, which we kick off on Friday at Te Aroha. Three really nice fillies take place. We kick off there with Petite Rocher in the maiden 1150. Hayley back aboard, 2 kilos off. She gets in really nicely with the lightweight, and a really nice gait as well. She's really good on debut, but was a bit disappointing there last time at Te Rapa, but kept her nice and fresh back in trip with the blinkers on. I think you can see a change in fortune for her. Would love to see any sort of cut in the track, which I don't think she'll get, but she's still going to perform very well nonetheless. And then on to Emma Twig, making her race day debut. She's coming via a trial there at Tauranga last time. Trialled really nicely for Opie, who takes the reins there on Friday. Little bit of a niggly gate in barrier 7, but gives us options. We'll just leave it up to Opie probably and assess the pattern early on those early on races. But she's in good order, and her work's been super leading in. And then on to Dujardin later there in the day. Just a really niggly gate, which is going to make it tough. But she just had no luck there last time. Got a long way back there at Te Aroha, and just sort of got held up at a crucial stage at the top of the straight, but with the right run, pleased to have Michael McNabb in the saddle, who seems to have come back post his injury in really good form, and really excited to see her step out there on Friday. Her work's been super leading in. So 3 really nice chances to kick off an exciting weekend. Then on to New Plymouth, there on Saturday. 3 nice chances heading down there. We kick off with When Stars Align. He's up into open grade now. He's been running in 75s, but sneaks in really nicely at a nice light weight for him, especially with Hayley's 2 kilo claim. She's going to get in really nice in a very small field, and he's got a very good positive racing style, and he's run really well there at New Plymouth before, so excited to see him step out. He looks at a really nice winning chance to start the day. Chica Dioro makes her debut there in the maiden mile. She'll certainly take good benefit from the debut performance there on Saturday. Probably looking for further, but it looks a nice starting point in her career. And then look for her next time over a bit more ground. And we round out the day with Harkonnen. He's freshened up really nicely. Just didn't have the rub of the green there in the spring, but work's been really good leading in. He just had a quiet trial there at Avondale, and excited to see him take pace and gets in nicely with Hayley's claim. Then we're on to the feature meeting of the day, Champions Day. Really excited to head up there to Ellerslie. It's going to be a really tough day's racing. Some fantastic fields, obviously headlined by the NZB Kiwi, and then some really nice Group 1s on the card there. So certainly looking forward to it. And like I say, a nice team of runners who all will get their chance there on Saturday. So we kick off with Top Shelf there in the 75 mile. Little bit of an awkward gate. She's coming off a quick back up there at Pukekohe last week, where she just had absolutely no luck. But up to 75 grade, drops down in weight, and with a good senior rider and Michael D over from Australia, think the left-handed jockey's really going to suit her around Ellerslie, and she looks a really nice each-way chance to start the day. Then we're on to the Windsor Park Trophy, the consolation 3-year-old race there, over 1,500, 2 nice chances with Origin of Love and Bolly Bell. Bolly Bell obviously has the picket fence form line. She couldn't have been more impressive on debut at Wanganui and backed it up in a really good field here at Matamata. So certainly excited to see her get her chance up there at Ellerslie. She keeps going from strength to strength. Filly that we think is going to get better with even more time, but she's certainly going the right way, and work's been super leading in. And Origin of Love, she's just freshening up. We tried to get her to the New Zealand Oaks, just didn't quite stay the trip, but keeps putting up consistent efforts. She had a week out in the paddock and a week at the water treadmill, and she's working really nicely leading into Saturday. So another 2 really nice each-way chances in a strong, even competitive field. We've got Quintessa here. Really excited to see her back at the races after a frustrating summer for her, but she's in tip-top order heading into Saturday. She's coming via a couple of trials and an exhibition gallop here at home. She typically saves it for race day. She's a very intelligent mare who certainly saves it all up and leaves it all out there on race day, and really excited to see her back at the races. She's got a nice gait. She does have to lug the Group 1 penalty, so she is top weight, but she's a really nice chance. She's a Group 1 winner at Ellerslie over 1,400, and she's going to give a great account of herself on Saturday, and another really strong competitive field. And then on to the first Group 1 of the day there, the Steamer Stakes, the Group 1 2-year-old race. 2 chances in this. We'll kick off with Out of the Blue, who's been running some really good races of late. Was a good run in the Karaka Million from a terrible gate, and he had really good sectionals late, and then he went to Matamata here in the Colts and Geldings race, and he just struggled in the heavy going that day. He travelled into it nicely, but when Grillsy let his head go, he just struggled in the ground to quicken it all and gain any traction, but he's trained on really well since. He had a nice piece of work on the course proper this morning, and he's in tip-top order, and Opie jumps aboard, which is always a massive plus. And then Lara Antipova, obviously she's the benchmark of the race. She's 3 for 3, and couldn't have been more impressive in her race day starts. Certainly can't fault her work leading in. She keeps going from strength to strength, and looks a really strong winning chance for the team there on Saturday at very, very short odds, but probably deserves them, and fingers crossed it can all go well there on Saturday for her in another very, very competitive race. To the New Zealand Derby with Towering Vision, a really nice chance for the team. We're really pleased with this build up until last start, whereas a bit of a blip on the radar for him. A really disappointing effort there in the Avondale Guineas, and we certainly can't fault him out of it. We've run all the tests here at home. He's bright and well. His work on the course proper with the Wexford Derby runner on Tuesday was top notch, and he goes in really good order. If you put a line through his last start, you know, he'd nearly be starting favourite in that Derby race. So certainly hoping he can bounce back to form. He's bright and well here at home. We think the step up to 2,400 suits. Just a little bit of a niggly gate, but I hope he can get one off from there in the first half of the field. Look to him give a really good account of himself. And then we're on to the NZB Kiwi 4 runners. Really proud to have 4 runners in the race who've certainly got in all on their own merits, and all look like really nice chances with the right run. Obviously we've got Well Written in there, who looks extremely hard to beat and has been the benchmark 3-year-old all year, but really excited for our 4 to have their shot to take her down, and looking forward to the race come Saturday. So we'll kick off with To Bravery Born. He's drawn a nice gate. Rory On, who knows him well. If he's able to jump a bit more positive than he has been and put himself in sort of midfield rather than way out the back, I'm confident he can run a lot better than his odds, and he looks a nice each-way chance for the team. Lada Rada, the people's horse, very excited for her come Saturday. She always runs well there at Ellerslie, back to 1,500 suits. We've Upgraded her from a visor blinker to a blinker. Work's been super here at home, and she's come through a similar program to Damas Rose and how she won the Kiwi last year, which I think is a massive plus. Does have to lug a Group 1 penalty, which does make it tough for a little filly, but certainly pleased to have Ben Thompson aboard. He who dares, he's certainly flying under the radar. He's obviously the horse that's pushed Well Written the closest there on race day. He's coming off 2 really good seconds in behind her, and was a really good run in the Cracker Million. Back to 1500, always goes well there at Ellerslie. OP aboard, but just from a terrible barrier draw, which certainly makes it tough. So we're going to need some OP magic, but confident with the right run. He's going to give it a really good account of himself. And the last filly, Belle Cheval, she couldn't be more impressive her last 2 starts. She just keeps getting better and better the more we do with her. She's on the right trajectory. Pleased to have Mick D over to ride her. Barrier 11 makes it difficult, but more than likely you'll see her in the second half of the field. And if she's able to present at the right time and sort of build into the race, she's going to run really, really well. So, like I say, 4 really exciting chances for the team, and really proud to have them there, and confident they're all going to run out of their skin. So on to the best bet of the weekend. It's obviously very hard to go past Lara and Topova, but I'm going to tip my girl here, Quintessa, at really good each way odds. I think she's a very good each way bet, well over the odds, and she's very bright and well heading into Saturday. So best of luck to all the owners and connections and followers of this weekend. We can't wait for Champions Day. Go well and go Te Akau.
Here we are with Ben and Gigi's Mistruth, who's running at Flemington this weekend.
Morning guys, welcome to this week's edition of Te Akau TV. We're here with one of our 4 runners tomorrow, which is very exciting. Got 2 Group 1 runners, big day, Super Saturday at Flemington, probably the biggest day of the entire autumn carnival, which is very exciting. But we start today where we head up the road to Kilmore. We've got a 3-year-old filly called Fully Funded who will run for the 2nd time, and so she's a top 2 in the market. She's a very good chance. She pretty much should have won on debut if it wasn't for a bit more luck, but yeah, she'll be hard to beat up there today. There's a horse from the Freedman stable who'll be equally hard to beat, but hopefully she's top 2 fighting at the finish, and we can get a big weekend off to a good start. But Gigi's Mistruth, she heads to a Newmarket handicap tomorrow. Obviously didn't partake in the Oakley Plate due to frustrating situations, but we think we're on top of her barrier manners, and she jumped out on Monday, did everything in a good manner, and before that little mishap she's been absolutely flying. So I know she's a big price in the market tomorrow, but if we remember, she was right in the market for the Oakley Plate. She drops down to 52 kilos, and she's run well down the straight before, so I think she'll give a really good account for herself, and I think she'll definitely outrun her price. If she can run top 4 in a field of that quality, then she's on track for hopefully a big autumn where we can start to look at bigger and better options for her. Well, no bigger than the Newmarket, but options interstate anyway. Very excited with her. We'll let her be and eat some brekkie. We might go on a little wander and see if we can find some staff members, and maybe even say hello to Damask Rose. We might go into the types and see what's going on this morning with all the staff. We might ask what the best of the weekend is over here. We've got Adrian Hug here, one of our staff members. Oh. Welcome to Te Akau TV. Yeah. This is Adrian's debut.
Hi mate.
Mate, what's the best for the weekend?
Best for the weekend, Fully Funded. She's just going well. Laura's got her in fine fiddle, and yeah, we're pretty happy, aren't we?
We are. I'm surprised you didn't tip your own horse. Adrian straps to Mask Rose,
yeah.
So
Put the mods on.
let's hope he's right about today anyway. We'll go say hi to Mask Rose anyway. We might ask Wyatt, what's your best for the weekend, mate?
My best
We've got Wyatt, who's been with us for years now. What's your best for the weekend?
Lara and Topova.
Oh, there we go. It's everyone in New Zealand, so at least the staff are all across both teams, either side of the ditch. Damask Rose team, who definitely do a little bit of luck. She goes around in the Matron Stakes tomorrow, over a mile. I see she's favourite in the market, and she hasn't had a lot of luck so far. She got held up on the rail last start. Pretty similar to, well, she got a little bit held up first up, but ran as good as she could. But yeah, last start never got out. And hopefully from barrier 12 and 12 on Saturday, she can get clear running. She'll appreciate the big long Flemington straight. Gallop on Saturday morning was super. She's honestly flying. So if I was giving one for the weekend, I would say she is our best, hopefully, for a long-awaited win in Australia anyway. She should be a Group 1 winner, but if she can go and win a group race tomorrow, then she's certainly a very expensive broodmare and pay for herself over here. So she is one of 4 runners, and then we've got next door, we've got Watch Me Rock, who might come say hello. So there's a new addition to the stable. He and Damask Rose are in love with each other. He runs in the All-Star Mile. He's a long running shot, but if he can bring his best form over from Perth, he's had a couple of weeks to settle in now, and he's really settled in the last sort of 7 days anyway. But he's fine fettle, and if he can run a big race, top 3, top 4, the whole team will be thrilled with such. It's probably one of the most competitive All-Star Miles we've seen in years. So hopefully he can give a good account for himself. And then the last runner is Jenny's Meadow, who's on the other side. We won't walk all the way over there, but she's been running in really consistent order. She's run top 2 a number of starts, and we think that she can definitely give a good account for herself in the Australian Cup Prelude, and she deserves a win anyway. So hopefully, I know she's probably a little bit of a long shot in the market, but we think she can run top 3 anyway. Yeah, my best of the weekend would be Damask Rose, and hopefully we can have a couple of winners, and good luck to both teams either side of the ditch.